So, you are listening to Reverend and High Priestess Thema Azize Serwa. And last night, the doors of the healing room were open. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the healing room is the DMV's sacred meet and greet. And I have been curating a space where women come and they're able to decompress, reset, do some beautiful spiritual work, and network with one another and build profitable, sacred, authentic relationships. And so last night, the focus was love is easy, fear is hard. And I brought in two incredible powerhouses. One, my dear sister, I call her the pastor of pleasure, Dr. Lavonne Shaw. And her information is in the description section so you can stay connected to her. And my other dear sister, Renee Miller, the visionary of the Love Camp, who is doing incredible work with Black women and Black men around restoring the Holy Trinity and harmony. And her information is in the description as well. At the beginning of our time together, I asked the women what condition their hearts are in. And it was interesting what they decided to say. Many were able to recognize their feelings of being bruised, hurt, abused, angry, sad. All of those things came out in the healing room. And me being who I am in spaces like this, and those who, are my clients or my students, they will tell you that after I witness your wound, I immediately offer you medicine. So as my sister Renee was encouraging the women to learn how to rewrite their love story, Renee has an incredible gift of patience and capacity to take those steps one by one. My anointing feels like you need to swim. I throw you in the water and say you can swim. And you will either choose to swim or drown in your narrative. We were able to help the women recognize that the story you tell is what governs your life. If I am given the opportunity to describe how I feel and what I'm doing, somebody says, Thema, how is your heart? I say unbreakable, open, available. Well, Thema, aren't you lying if you just went through a breakup, for example, and you're not feeling that? I do not live my life according to everything I feel. I travel through the quantum realm. I know the power of my brain and my heart, and I know the power of getting them to harmonize and work well together. And if that means I have to sacrifice certain emotions to produce a specific frequency that makes me able to attract what I truly desire and want versus cycle through the same emotional patterns, I will rather forget than remember. And we talked about that in the healing room. It was a profound point of recognition where I said to the women, what do you think is the value of forgetting? Why do you think I'm encouraging you to forget and remember less? Because you can experience something years ago that only has value in life because you remember it, because you keep recycling it, and then you wonder why your love life looks the way it does, because you recycle the energy of what you've already experienced instead of sacrificing the past to create room for what you intend to create in the now, in the right now. So I offered them some candle work, and I put together some juju with plants. We had some dried red rose petals and mustard seed and bay leaves and cinnamon and rum and some coffee and some things that I put together and prayed over and incanted for the sisters. And then we had these beautiful red candles, and it was beautiful to see the women inscribe on each candle one word that they could use to program their subconscious mind around their love life, so that when they feel triggered, instead of exerting so much energy around the trigger, they could call themselves back into the present moment. And we lit their candles and created a table or altar space in the healing room, and let those candles burn and those flames ignite, those intentions draw in, as we then shifted into some sacred movement. And I turned on some Vito, baby. And say, yeah, let's move this energy. So we started with moving it out of our pelvic floor. And then we proceeded to move it out of our shoulders. And the women felt so safe that they allowed me and Pastor Pleasure, Lavonne Shaw, to touch them in sensual and sacred ways, to reprogram their threshold for pleasure in their bodies. And the women were able to really feel the joy and feel the love, feel the release. This is why I do the healing room. Every time we've done this, the testimonies are incredible. Women have come from out of state to press into the healing room. We've reached women in their 20s, women over 60. We have young women, middle-aged women, older women. We have powerful entrepreneurs and moguls in the room. I am so grateful as I sit in the energy coming out of the healing room that I was able to help women fix their picker. I was able to help women realize that it is your access that is extremely valuable. I'm happy I was able to give women relief and help them recognize that as the priestesses, as the juju girls, as the leaders, as the powerful women that we are, be gentle with yourself. It's called practice. Just because somebody shows up in your orbit that is of a different frequency does not mean there's anything wrong with you. I share with them what it's like for me to practice interacting with higher vibrations and lower vibrations and everything. That's what happens when you're God. God sees, knows, and is it all. Those women left full. They left with tools. They have talismans that they can take and put in their bedrooms or in their sacred space. This is the depth of impact I am creating through the healing room. And I'm thinking about, for women who are not able to press to Maryland to get into the healing room, but have the ability to pull women together in their area. Maybe we'll get to a point where I can bring the healing room experience wherever you are. That's an idea. I'll put that into the configuration. And if you're listening and you can get a group of 10 or 15 women together who need the healing room experience, let me know. Contact my team. Go to the wombsauna.com or actually it would be better to just email because we get a lot of interaction. You can email contact us at thewombsauna.com and say, hey, I'm really interested in bringing the healing room to whatever size group of women you can deliver. And we will see if that can work. I want every woman to at least once have the experience. It's very, very different. It's a different kind of meet and greet. And part of the reason why I created it is because, I think we create better networks and communities and tribes when women actually unmask and present their real selves and not their avatars, because of the pretense that can come with networking events and we're prestigious and we're this and we're that. Yeah, we can be all of that, but if you're not whole enough, brokering business with you is not going to be a good look for my brand, because my brand is about healing everything. I wanted to specifically curate a room where people can get multiple things at the same time, and it can have a really, really good impact, because I do believe that when you empower and heal one woman, healing becomes contagious, and the womb sauna makes it contagious. So anyway, I just really wanted to share the vibration and just explain the healing room and what's happening in it, and share some of the energy. I'm in overflow with it. I'm in so much joy and just gratitude for what we did last night. And I wanted to share the energy of that with you. So I hope it blessed you and you could feel it through the internet. And here in Maryland, we're hosting these every third Saturday of the month. And so if you're on my email list, you'll get the notifications on what the theme will be for each healing room experience. And we will continue to do this work with one another and enjoy ourselves as we do. So deep bow to you. Thank you for listening and tuning in. And I can't wait to meet some of you